Right, today's the day. I am literally flying from Bali to Italy to meet a boy that I've been speaking to on Hinge. So I had a very emotional, teary goodbye with my dog and my best friend, who I also happen to live with, before getting a taxi to the airport with Eric. Now, if you're in Bali, you need a driver. Eric is your best bet. He's amazing. His car is pink. I've tagged him like a million times on my Instagram. Before heading to Revolver in the airport. Now listen, heading to Revolver is a rite of passage. If you're flying through Bali International Airport, the food is so good, and try the coffee shake because genuinely you won't be disappointed. Now, I wasn't too lucky with my first flight. I was actually surrounded by children, which is fine. One of them was super cute, but the other one screamed the entire fucking time. Anyway, landed in Doha. Now my flight route is Bali to Doha, Doha to London, and then London to Italy. So the first thing I did when I got to Doha was run to the lounge so I could have a little shower, because obviously I'm meeting a boy, I need to smell fresh, I want to wash my hair, and then grabbing a little quick meal before my next flight.
Oh my gosh, I actually love how she's documenting this. It's so like, she's probably showing every single aspect of her journey. Interesting as well, I didn't realise they went from like back to London to then go to Italy. Interesting. Like, I guess when I think about where Bali is, I guess that kind of makes sense. I guess instead of going that way, they're going that sort of way. If that makes sense.
Next flight's only like 7 hours, and the one I just had was like 10. So I'm not super worried about this one. I've got a window seat. I'm really excited because I never get a window seat, so I never get to see like the sunrise or anything like that. So I was really, really excited. And then I had to get the tube from Terminal 4 in London to Terminal 3. And when I got to Terminal 3 at like 6 in the morning, I met some TikTok fans in the airport, which was lovely, guys. Shout out to you because you made my day. Before being around English snacks and drinks, I'm so excited. Obviously, I bought loads and then forgot I had to go through security. I had to throw them all away. And anyway, listen, I'm nervous, right? I'm meeting a boy. So I'm drinking on the flight, made friends with all the air hostesses, and they were so nice to me. They literally made my thing. And this is me. I've just landed in Italy. Hey guys, I finally made it to Italy. And I'm so excited to update you all. So if you didn't see my other video, basically I flew halfway across the world to meet a boy that I've been speaking to on Hinge. I live in Bali, he lives in Italy, and we did meet briefly in Bali for like 6 days when he came to Bali. And then 3 weeks later, I decided to fly to Italy to see him. And this man is genuinely the definition of if he wanted to, he would. Like, we started our day with protein pancakes. They were absolutely delicious before deciding to train together. And we obviously trained legs together because that's my favorite session. And he even did heavy hip thrusts with me, which was fucking amazing. And then we went to the supermarket. Now, I can't express, if you live in Bali, you know what a gem it is to be able to go to a European supermarket. I was so excited. I literally spent about an hour in this shop choosing all of the chocolates. And then we decided we were going to have a Star Wars movie night. We were going to start with Phantom Menace. So he made us dinner. Bear in mind, this man has just cooked for me all day, the sweetest man alive. And then we watched Star Wars and we fucking had snuggles, and it was so cute. Stay tuned for part 3. So thankfully, the man that I flew from Bali to Italy to meet has not unalived me, and instead is the sweetest man in the whole world. Anyway, we trained together in the morning because we're going on a trip. He's taking me to the Dolomites. I've never been to like northern Italy before. I've only ever been to the south, and I'm so excited. But we had a 3.5 hour car journey, so obviously we were having karaoke time. But because it was a Sunday, there was literally nothing open, so I had to wait 2.5 hours to pee, and my bladder was literally bursting. If you have endometriosis, you know how hard it is to hold in a wee when you really need one. Anyway, look at these views. This was probably the most beautiful place I've ever seen in my life, and also as someone who's lived in Bali for the last 3 years, I never get to experience cold weather, so I was so excited. And this is the room he booked for us. I literally felt like I was on a honeymoon, and I've skipped like 5 million stages of the relationship because this was the cutest thing in the world. He booked this as a surprise, booked us couple massages when we first arrived, and then we got to enjoy all of the facilities at this chalet. It's called Chalet Al Foss, and if you want to go on a honeymoon somewhere in the mountains, you need to go here. Anyway, we then decided, because you know we're gonna have some drinks, and after 2 drinks I was absolutely steaming, so we decided not to go for a fancy dinner, but instead enjoy our fucking bathtub and then get room service. And look at this, it was actually so romantic. And then I stayed awake because I wanted to see the moon across the mountains, but this was the only view I really got. So I'm finally flying back to Bali from Italy after meeting the literal love of my life on Hinge, but unfortunately, obviously, he lives on a different continent, so I didn't film me leaving because I literally just kept crying. And when he dropped me at the airport, when we were trying to say goodbye, the elevator doors kept like reopening, and then they finally closed, and I literally burst out crying. So I was excited because I was like, listen, I upgraded all my flights. It's something I should be proud of that I'm actually able to do for myself, and I was really happy. Obviously, I'm not happy. I literally do not smile this entire time, and if I do, I'm smiling through the tears. The first flight was just a mess. I literally just cried the entire time, tried to eat all the food they kept serving me, and was really unable to eat anything because I was fucking devastated. Was also trying to watch films, but I was like, you know what, I can't even do that. But what I could do was get some sleep, because the entire time I was in Italy, my brain would not shut up, and all I wanted to do was talk to this man and keep him awake all the time. So I actually finally managed to get a few hours of sleep in. I landed in Doha, and I'm flying. I flew Venice to London, then London, Doha, Doha, Bali, and I had a shower in the airport because I felt like fuck. And then I started to perk up on my second flight. My third flight. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to book flights back to Italy. It's going to be absolutely fine. I've decided to do a 2-month European summer, which I've never done since living in Bali. But then I got back to Bali and the worst happened. I upgraded my flight also so that I could have extra luggage, because I brought back loads of snacks for everyone, all of my friends, and all the sugar-free energy drinks I could find. And customs took them off me because there's apparently some new fucking law that you can only have 5 kilos per person. And I had 50. But anyway, after crying about that, I finally got to see my best friend and reunite with my little baby doggy.
That food looks stunning. Like the way he was cooking it on like one of those, like, I don't know what they're called. They've got a special name, but I can't think right now what they're called. But this is cute. Like, that's such a big journey to make, to go meet somebody. Like, I bet she was so nervous beforehand. But I feel like because your journey would start so much like earlier before you actually meet the guy, I guess it would feel kind of, it'd feel kind of strange. I guess it wouldn't really sink in until like an hour away on the plane. That's such a long trip. I love that she's made it. Like, she must really like him. I mean, she's got there. He's treating her like an absolute queen, cooking for her. They're doing things together. It looks great to me. Oh, I feel for her. That must be really difficult though, because it looked like she had such a nice time, and that distance must be really difficult thing to deal with. And she said he lives on a completely different continent, so I should imagine that's really challenging, to be honest. But you know, she's humble about it still. Like, she said she's grateful that she's able to actually do that, because I think a lot of people, well, it would cost a lot, wouldn't it, to get a flight, to go over there. I mean, I don't know how much she actually spent when she was there. Obviously, she pointed out that he booked that like room that they went to, and he like paid for them to have like massages and stuff like that. He's a true king, isn't he? He is. Like, he is like, that's a woman's dream right there. Like, that's what women want. Like, book the trip, surprise us. You know, like, that was like the perfect surprise ever, in my opinion. Like, it looks so romantic and it's so thoughtful. I guess it'd still be hard leaving him, but she's got these lovely memories that she can think of, and I'm sure they'll see each other soon. They appear to really like each other, and they look great together as well. I love it.
Thanks for watching StoryTrender. Don't forget to like and follow.